Today's probably the day, so I wanted to make a proper video reviewing this MX-6 with the V6. I got this car as a project. I am moving to the city and don't really have anywhere to work on this. I think my family is gonna have to be selling the house, so no place for a project car. But I did pick up this MX-6 just because of how cool it is. I love the 3/4 profile, like this angle right here. It's just so cool. I've never actually seen one before I went out and bought this one. I think my favorite part has to be the mid-90s Mazda logo, the center caps. You got the LS. Rear seats. Pop the trunk. Doesn't stay open on its own, but I'm not sure if that's really typical of Mazda trunk openers from this era. My dad had like a late 80s 626, and the trunk opener mechanism failed probably in like the mid 2000s. So yeah, this part right here would hit your head. That was not fun. I probably have like a permanent bump on my head from that, but it's a decently sized trunk for a coupe. This is like some leftover shit from the previous owner. This thing was full of shit. All kinds of like school ID cards from this dude. Dispensary packaging. He was in a gamer club. There's that V6 engine. Let's get this thing on. Okay. Turns out the battery is completely dead, so I'm gonna go get a jumper kit. Oh, don't tell me I broke this shit. Alright, well, it's a new day. I got a new battery. Let's see if that solves the issue. nice car. I would have enjoyed to have made this my project. I think it handles pretty good. I think it's on the underside of steering. I don't even know if that makes sense. It's not very tight. It's pretty loose in the middle. I think my mom's 98 Accord is like, it's what I've driven the most. It's what I drove as my first car, so I kind of have like perfect muscle memory. Like I know I don't even have to look at the road. I don't even have to look at the steering wheel. I know like exactly how much I turn it. That's exactly where I'm gonna go with the car. And this doesn't feel the same, but like the weight of the steering definitely reminds me a bit of that car. Obviously, these are both within 3 years of each other's age. It was an automatic, the Accord, but the way this car feels, like the body roll. It's decently comfortable over bumps for what it is. The door panels in this car are pretty shit, but ABS. I don't know why the car thunks so much on the first gear shift. I'm not slamming it. All the others are pretty smooth though. I think that's what's impressed me the most about this car. The engine, I think it's pretty strong for its age. It's got 197 on the clock, but the clutch and the transmission feel really good. There's no slips or anything, and driving an ND, the clutch is so low. I thought I was gonna have issues picking it up in this car, but it's like right exactly where you expect it to be. It's an Integra. Always hit the back. So I need to be gentler on the first gear, but that's fine. also really impressed at like how like brand new the steering wheel looks. I don't know if this is like fake leather, if this is real leather, but it's like, it looks brand new. The rest of the car is definitely, it's been through a lot. There's no floor mats, pretty fucking dirty. The center console is full of cigarette ash, and all the locks on this car don't work with this key. I don't know if it's because the previous owner pulled all these doors. That doesn't really seem very likely to me. I guess all the keys just went to shit, and hey, not my problem anymore, because you know I'm not keeping this. I can't keep it as a project. But yeah, that was the biggest thing for me, is like trying to find a replacement door panel. Not only because it's got some super deep nashes in it, but also because, you know, if the key doesn't work, I'm already gonna have to pay $100, $200 to get that rekeyed. That's already what I would spend on another door, but I could only find one door in the Bay Area, and the locking mechanism on that one was also seized up, so I don't even know if it would be worth trying to swap that. I couldn't even get the door open to get to the hinges, so that was a empty-handed parts run. So all I did is change the oil on this thing. Another thing that surprised me was this passed smog on the first attempt, but they said that they couldn't see the timing mark, so they had to fail me. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? Timing mark? They said it passed. They couldn't see the physical mark, so they had to fail me for that. I'm like, don't you guys check for that before you even start? So I ate my money on that. I took it to the mechanic next door, and you know, I guess he like made it more visible. And then when I took it back to get the second smog, then it actually failed. So now I'm like, well, shit. I'm not trying to put a fuck ton of money into this car on that stuff, like getting smogged. And if I pass it the first time, why is it failing the second time? I put some fuel injector cleaner, I put a new air filter in, drove it around pretty hard, and then it passed like flying colors. Some of the, like they give you like a summary sheet of all the emissions measurements, and some of them were like 30 up to like 90 times less than what they scored on that second test. So I guess just needed to clear itself out from sitting for whoever knows how long. But yeah, I didn't get attached to this car, but I did name it Tuesday because I bought it on February 22nd, 2022. That would have been a pretty cool name to put on a vanity plate. So yeah, these are the door panels. These might be leather, but you know, these, if you know anything about the MX-6 or the Ford Probe, it's like these door panels are fucking shit quality. Let's see, it like pulls out of whatever pin is holding it into this spot right here. So you know, when you open the door and you pull that, you can like feel it come out with you. And it doesn't like line up. I don't know if this is because, you know, I don't know if this is the OEM door or not that came with this, but you can see it doesn't actually like fit flush. It kind of like drops when you unlock it. Anyway, aftermarket radio in here. The shift knob is totally worn. You've only got 4 in reverse, and there's like no spring in this. I'm just playing with this and it's shaking back and forth. Yeah, I would say like 30% of the time I miss this shift into fifth and go into third instead, just because there's like, well, no, I mean, it's my fault, but it's just like a bad feel, in my opinion. But, you know, I don't know if that's how it was when it was stock or not. You got your handbrake. So it's center console full of stuff. These seats are pretty comfortable, to be honest. Got some accommodative width between the two bolsters. A pretty tiny glove box. Passenger airbag. Speaker there. Tweeters on the top. And then you got your speakers in the back. The headliner is kind of torn up, but I think that's pretty typical for Mazdas from this generation. The left blinker in the dash doesn't work, but it does work on the outside, I believe. Do have fog lights, and that adjusts the brightness of the dash. That's the rear defroster. You actually have a cup holder here, no cup holder here, and you do have a power moonroof. The one in this car does not work. Two lights. The sun visor, and that whole thing is made of foam. It's pretty poor quality, but I don't know, compared to cars today, but this might have been nice for the LS back then. Climb in the back seat real quick. Damn, this thing does not go far forward. Damn, okay. Yeah, I don't know who you'd fit back here, but I'm 5'8", and my head is see, I can't even go past this point right here. So yeah, not the best four-person situation. I think these could probably drop. Find the button though. Head's scraping the window. All right, well, these look like they come down, but I'm not really trying to attempt to do that right now. That is the MX-6 Tuesday.